the Red Ryder BB gun. There were 6 of these guns made for the movie. We know where 2 are for sure. One's right in front of your face, and the other one Peter Billingsley got under his Christmas tree the Christmas after they were done filming.
That's right, it is Christmas time. The house is actually open year-round for tours, and you can actually stay in the house, but they do full tours of the house, as well as you can actually see the Bumpus house right next door. You can stay in that house as well. They take you on a tour of the backyard, and then this is a whole big thing because when you go across the street, you have the Christmas Story Museum over here. You've got some of the vehicles, and then over here is a giant gift shop. So let's go buy our ticket and see this beautiful historical house inside and out. And there's your leg lamp, folks. It's a major award. And of course the whole neighborhood was used. It was all snowed in for the movie at that time, but we see Ralphie and his friends and his brother walking down this sidewalk. That's when his brother gets like falls over, gets pushed over. So you have to buy your ticket for the tour inside the gift shop, which is one of the most amazing gift shops ever. Look, they have a pink bunny tree, leg lamps of every size, clothes, you name it, they have it. It's the elf hat from the movie. The front counter's like the box he gets his award in. And you can even rent a bunny suit for your tour. Look, he's got his tongue stuck to the pole. They do actually sell other movies of Christmas stuff too. Like in here you can see Nightmare Before Christmas. Actually, I'm noticing this one's the coin press. I'm not really into the coin presses as much. Clark Griswold Nutcracker. That is a great shirt. I love that. Here's a whole Christmas Story village, like mini village for your home. There's Ralphie out front with the pink bunny suit. And of course an assortment of Red Ryder BB guns. Oh yeah, Christmas Story's 40 years old this year. Here's a pink bunny Hawaiian shirt with the leg lamp and everything on it. Like I said, you can not only rent the pink bunny suits here, but you can buy them as well. Yep, see, 40th anniversary. Before we take the main house tour, this is the Bumpus house, where the dogs are always running over from their house, the crazy neighbors. This you can also stay in. I think it was definitely much cheaper. You don't get the whole house, you get like one of the rooms of the house. I think it was around $200 a night. And to stay in the main house was about $1,200, $1,250 a night. Plus they hit you with a cleaning fee, so it was gonna be about $1,500 a night to stay here. So I figured I'll wait until Katie's with me to do that one. We're just about to take the tour, and right across from the house they have a Bob Clark cameo bench in memory of the director of the movie, Bob Clark. So it looks like it's time for my tour. Let's do it. So there's that famous leg lamp. Over here you can see where the old man's car was parked when the Bumpus's dogs are running up that side. All right, we're actually going in. The real walkway in. Like I said, there's where the car would have been parked. The Bumpus's house over there. Look at that, as soon as we come in, there's the box. There's a family photo over here by the front door. Chair. Looks like a spittoon. And then of course the leg lamp.
And he also wrote a book called In God We Trust, All Others Pay Cash, which will be a big inspiration for this movie. Next we have Bob Clark. He was a B-rated horror film director, so his previous horror film credits are Black Christmas and Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things. He also directed Porky's, if you were familiar. Some people are like, oh my gosh, Porky. Some people are like, oh, I know Porky. He was listening to the story about Dean's friend Flick and his tongue stuck to a pole and was like, that would make a great movie. So he went to MGM Studios and was like, I want to make this movie. So can you give me money for it? And they're like, it's an okay idea. We'll give you $2.5 million, but only if you make a second Porky's. So because of this movie, we have A Christmas Story, and Porky's too. So we have a story, and the storyteller, and the director. We need people to tell the story. So here we have pictures of the beautiful Parker family, and he was picked because of his blue eyes amongst his acting skills. He is also Barbara Billingsley's nephew, who was the mom on Leave It to Beaver. So he got a little up because of her. Then we have Ian Petrella. He was cast because of his infectious laugh. Bob Clark would like chase him around set just trying to get him to laugh. So a lot of time when you hear him laughing in the movie, it was his real genuine laugh, and it's super cute. Then we have Melinda Dillon, who played the mom. She never had to audition because Bob Clark remembered her in her previous credit, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, where she played another young mom role. And he loved her in that so much, he just called her and was like, hey, Melinda, you want this role? She was like, absolutely. So now we have the mom. Then we have Darren McGavin. Darren McGavin is not who they originally wanted. Does anybody know, or does anybody want to guess?
Nicholson.
Jack Nicholson, yes. That's who they wanted to play the dad in this movie. So you can only imagine the scene of Randy under the sink saying, Daddy's gonna kill Ralphie, and Jack Nicholson pops up after his role in The Shining. Ended up having Darren McGavin, who's also
because he was too expensive.
A little bit pricey because he has also had previous credits in movies, but not nearly as much as Jack Nicholson was. But I couldn't imagine anybody else besides him playing the role. Cleveland and Canada to film in. So they picked Cleveland because of this lovely house. And there were 3 scenes only done in here because of how big camera equipment was in the 80s. They couldn't do a lot. So a lot of it was filmed on a soundstage in Toronto. The scenes that were filmed in here was Randy standing here in his snowsuit when he couldn't put his arms down. For that scene, he really couldn't put his arms down because they taped furniture foam underneath his arms. Then we have the Bumpus dogs running through, grabbing the turkey. A little fun fact about that scene is the Bumpus dogs were starved because they were so highly trained that they would not take the turkey. So they made them so hungry that they were ravenous to take the meat for this scene. So when you see them running through the house, they really were that hungry for the turkey. And the last scene that was for sure filmed in here was them delivering the major award crate. We have one of our own back here, which you can pick up and touch later. It's not too heavy. But notice on the top above Fragile, what does it say? His end up, not this end up. It says his end up. So back to the low budget, they tried to get this crate through the door. It didn't fit. So what are they going to do? Low budget, time crush, chop the 2 sides off. And then we have branding for here, and all over the gift shop you will see his end up, not this end up. When you rewatch the movie, you will see it flip in between saying this end up and his end up back and forth.
I never noticed that.
Like I said, some of the filming was on the soundstage, and you can tell by looking out the windows. When you rewatch the movie, if you look out the windows and you can see the city, or like the houses outside, it was filmed here. If you look out the windows and it's foggy, then it was filmed on soundstage. So just keep your eye out. None of the bedroom scenes were filmed here. Boys' beds, we ask that you don't get on the beds. And then you also have the bathroom.
There's the BB gun.
Don't put the soap in your mouth. Don't want to pay people on deathly blind, you know. And there also is a phone up there that you can listen to. Pick it up. It has a little special message for everyone in here.
So that's cool. They tell you a lot of the history, about 10 minutes worth of history, and then just turn everybody loose in the house for about 10 minutes to look, take pictures, do whatever you want. So we've seen pretty much most of in here. Let's go look at the leg lamp again over in the crate, and then we'll go upstairs. That is so crazy. I've seen this movie how many times and I never noticed the his end up. Never noticed that. Wow. It's a major award. Ooh. I have one of those at my house, so I love the leg lamps. Alright, they didn't film anything upstairs, but we should go see it anyway, right? They said it was just because of how big the camera equipment was in the 80s. They couldn't get the stuff up here to get the shot they needed. She did say when Ralphie couldn't put his arms down in the snowsuit, that was filmed right here, right in that section. So last time I was here, I forgot to pick up the phone, so we'll do that next. Yeah, I was here a couple of years ago and people yelled, they're like, you're supposed to pick up the phone. I honestly hear nothing. There's nothing going on. But I was told when you pick up the phone normally, it's the mom screaming. Ralphie's mom's sewing room in here. Nothing we see in the movie. And then right next to it is the bathroom. where theoretically Ralphie would have gotten his soap in the mouth. His little decoder ring here. He can play with and decode messages while he's sitting on the toilet. Alright, let's go see their bedroom. They actually have the Lifebuoy soap into the make-believe bedroom. Yeah, these are rather small rooms for that big hot filming equipment, so I can definitely understand why they did it on the soundstage. Little Red Ryder BB gun. And then some of Ralphie's books. You'll shoot your eye out. If you want to ride the Ralphie slide, they have an exact replica not far from here, like not even an hour away, in Medina at Castle Noel. I just did that. King Kong. Nice job decorating the place, even though they didn't use it, just for the experience. Now let's go downstairs and see the kitchen. Look, there's the famous backyard we're gonna get to see. Working our way back downstairs into the main living room. Well, the only living room, I guess. And like they said, they had the Bumpus's dogs run through because of the turkey, but they didn't use this. You're gonna get worms. And then you'll shoot your eye out. They did a great job recreating all of this. Too bad the heater and where he's yelling and everything, it's not actually here, but little movie magic. But there's the heater.
This is the Christmas card,
The giraffe thing. Daddy's gonna kill Ralphie. This is a great experience. Not even $20 to do this. So now we're gonna go over, actually we're going to the backyard next, I believe.
The way that they got the house to do the filming in the first place was some people were driving around Cleveland. They got lost actually at West 11th and Rowley, which is the street one of the streets that you guys probably came on. And they found this house and they were like, it's perfect. So they went, knocked on the door, nobody answered. They knocked on the door some more, nobody answered. They were so sad. So they went across the street to the bar that's been there for hundreds of years. Not hundreds, but you know. And so they got a couple drinks to, you know, lift their spirits. And they were asking around if they know who's the owner of this house. The owner happened to be in the bar. So they talked to the owner, and they were like, we want to make this movie in your house. Your house is beautiful. We want it so bad. And the owner was like, no, I do not like the Hollywood types. I don't mess with that. That's not at all. And so they did what anybody would do to bribe somebody. They slipped him a couple drinks and $20,000, and he finally said yes. He was able to stay in the hotel with the whole cast and crew the whole time, and they even offered him a cameo in the movie, which he did not end up taking. But that is why we have this house.
Awesome.
And so after they were done filming, the dude ended up being able to like be in the house again, and then the house eventually got into very condemnable condition and was put up for sale around 2004. And in 2004, a man named Brian Jones got an email that the house was for sale on eBay, and he bought it and then rewatched the movie a bunch of times and then was able to make it into what it is today.
Let's go see where Ralphie got his eye shot out.
Right. Yeah.
Out the black bar. He was a hero that day, protecting his family from Black Bart. This is only my second time coming to this place. I love this experience. The fact that they make it so open, you can see everything.
And so this is based off his hometown. He grew up in Hammond, Indiana. The city that the movie was in, the fake city, was Holman, Indiana. And so he worked at the steel mill part-time. His dad worked there full-time. So he wanted the steel mill to be incorporated somehow into the movie, just like it was incorporated into their lives. So you see that back there. It's still providing a bunch of Cleveland jobs, and it's still functioning today.
They said they closed it off for like safety purposes, but they kept one of the windows open so you can look in it. I guess we should see the other side of the shed too if we can before we head over.
Stuff. Ours has a fan art wall, so we're automatically cooler, right? If you're artistically inclined, I can give you an email. You can send us your fan art digitally, and we'll put it up for free for thousands of people to see. High was never in the movie, so does anybody know or want to guess why it's in our museum? Don't be shy. No guesses? It's the inspiration for this beautiful leg lamp right here. So if you look at the knee-high poster, you can see the knee down. That was the inspiration. He just wanted like the nice little leg. So do you think this leg lamp is the real one? No, it's not. All the leg lamps in the movie were one made of glass, like you see it break, and there were only a few made for the movie, and they all broke. So, and nobody was in their head thinking, oh, we're gonna have to make another one to put in a museum one day.
So they have several rooms in the museum, and this is the Higbee's room because they said Higbee's was the only store that would allow them to film or would leave their Christmas decorations up till the spring. So there's Scott Farkas's hat and his buddy. Their actual real costumes. Darren McGavin's life mask. And here's some of the toys from Higbee's display window. The costumes in here. Peter Billingsley's hat, shoes, gloves, the Lifebuoy soap, the original mailbox, Peter Billingsley's wardrobe. They also have some of Ralphie's. His pajamas. Man, that is great. So much stuff of the boys here. Original costumes. Shorts, jacket, and hat and scarf. And Flick's aviator cap over here. These are all the originals from the movie. Look, it's the old man's jacket. He's changing the tire in. His major award jacket. Now let's go in the Randy room. Whole Little Orphan Annie case. Then we saw Ralphie's costume, so look at Randy's. And that's what he wore inside the house that we just toured for that scene. They wrapped him in padding so he couldn't put his arms down. That is great. Look what else they have. A little piggy bib. Great original poster too. And here's some photos from filming. So there's Randy and Ralphie. Here's the actual Ralphie Red Ryder. One of, I know they had several, one of the 6. And I think Peter Billingsley kept this. Look, it's Melinda Dillon's house coat. That is awesome. And more of the soap, the Lifebuoy soap. And then one of Blackbird's gang. Their costumes when Ralphie had to save the day. check out in this next room what they have. Really cool prop. Here's Flesh Gordon's costumes, which I thought that was pretty cool. But then down here, they have the Chinese restaurant costumes, the Chop Suey Palace, where they go after the turkey's been destroyed. And check that out. The chalkboard, and they had the actress who put the A++++ come back and put the A++++ on there again. Isn't that cool? Along with the prop chattering teeth from the movie and the fake teeth, fire department hat. So you got Miss Savage's blackboard, which I thought was cool, and her door to her classroom.
The Red Ryder BB gun. There were 6 of these guns made for the movie. We know where 2 are for sure. One's right in front of your face, and the other one Peter Billingsley got under his Christmas tree the Christmas after they were done filming, which I think is super cute. The other 4, there's like speculation. Some people are like, oh, I have it, but we don't really know for sure, and we don't have it. So then when people are looking around, they always notice there's 2 things that are not in this museum that people always expect to see. So is there anything that you...
Bunny costume.
The bunny suit, definitely. And the other one is right behind this man, the Sheriff Ralphie costume. So both of those, his mom wanted after they were done filming. And again, they were on low budget, so it's not like these were like $1,000 like branded costumes. So they were just like, yeah, go ahead, have him. He looks so cute in them, you know. So once she passed away, he got possession of them, so he just has them to this day. Next, you notice this Melinda Dillon, her little night robe, chenille. And back in the 80s, that was a very cheap fabric, but right now, it's a very expensive one. I don't know how that happened, but, you know, the world does its thing. Scene, they were at the Bowling Chop Suey Palace. She did not get a script for that, so her screaming and her reactions were completely 100% raw and real. They had to use their low budget and come up with whatever they could. So they used some firefighters foam, which now we know is carcinogenic, but people tell me that
oh boy.
People tell me the 80s were a crazy time. I personally wasn't alive, but sounds like it was. They also used soap bubbles, and they used one more thing that I'll let you guys guess. You can find it in your cabinets, most likely. Some of you just ate it on Thanksgiving. Any guesses? Yup, they used instant mashed potato flakes for the falling snow look. It was never in the movie. It was actually donated by a super fan from California. The actual truck that was in the movie was from Chippewa. So on the side, you will see for a split second, they tried to cover it up with the way that they use the cars and the traffic and the parking, but you will see that it does say Chippewa. And the reason that it's not in our museum is because it is still being used on the Niagara Falls side of Canada. And obviously you would be pretty mad if this came up to save you from a fire now, so it's obviously not functioning as a fire truck, but it is used in parades and museums.
Here, this is not the one from the movie, but it's the exact model. The 1938 Oldsmobile touring sedan. Where he says, some men are Baptists, other men Catholics. My father was an Oldsmobile man. Well, I think that was a pretty amazing tour. For less than $20, if you're anywhere near Cleveland, come to the Christmas Story House. You don't even have to come during Christmas, but it definitely helps. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great night, and goodbye.